Successful talks with Iran. The threat of nuclear war continues to hang over the United States and Israel. In a brand new documentary, Rumors of War, we expose the dangers of nuclear Iran that no one else will tell you. This Wednesday night, join Insider Extreme for a documentary you cannot afford to miss. Knowledge is power. Educate yourself. Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Only on Insider Extreme. Sign up today at glennbeck.com/Insider Extreme.
I can tell you this is an amazing, I haven't seen the finished product yet. I saw the raw look on Friday, I think. And it is truly amazing. It is part one of a two-part series. So this is a good version of the uncut. And those are your tax dollars. This is amazing. So you can enjoy it. You'll just be like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. My tax dollars didn't go to this. This is years put together. We talk to massive experts, people who have been in confidential, top secret briefings on Iran. And the last one that begins to come together with really my theory of chaos and why nobody is telling you the things that you need to know. Nobody's tying all of this stuff together. Insider Extreme. Rumors of War. I think the name really pretty much, you'll know it about two as well. Rumors of War. Part one, tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern on Insider Extreme. And speaking of the chaos, you have Sue alert somebody in television, find out if they can find, I know it's really early on this, but find out if they can find out anything about the rioters in Egypt yesterday. It's second day of what they're calling protests, but this is Tunisia style. Find out if somebody, Lucy took him 10 days to come out on the protesters in Iran. The last one praised the protesters in Tunisia. And the Tunisians were under a bad, brutal regime. And so it was good that they are no longer running that country. But be very, very careful. Because you have people calling for riots in your own country. And Greece-style riots, which we told the story of the Greece-style riots the other day because Frances Fox Piven was saying, she was specifically saying, riots like they're having in Greece. And that's what needs to happen here. I told you the story of a woman who was in her early 30s that was pregnant. She was working at a bank. She was on the phone with her mother. And her mom had called and said, you gotta get out of there. This is what we're going for. Because mom will dictate you on the phone. Now you got because just as she hung up the phone, rioters broke the windows and threw Molotov cocktails into that bank. The people inside burned to death. Actually, hopefully they had choked from the poison gas inside before they actually had to be burned to death.
To mess up a little bit what we do, as far as our team rankings and so signing day coverage is really going to be. It started yesterday.
Yeah.
We do the week leading up, then we do the week during, and then we do the week following, and then we jump off into our Rivals 250 to watch for 2012, and then we just sort of start all over again. But essentially, you're going to have the first Wednesday of February, February 2nd, but the 3rd, 4th, 5th, even into the 6th, straight up to Clowney is going to be exciting. And actually, the team rankings should be effective. The number one team in the country should be effective February 14th when J.A.B. and Clowney decide. If he doesn't pick South Carolina, where I think he's going to go.
Yeah.
If he picks Alabama, Florida State, we're talking about, recrowning somebody in the middle of February.
Could be very interesting. And you know what? I want you to try to explain something to me. I don't know if I'll ever understand it, but what is J.A.B. Clowney going to know on the 14th that he's not going to know on February 2nd? I just don't understand why you prolonged it.
Well, the thing that it is, he's going to take an extra visit between there, and I kind of understand it because with the kids from North Carolina and South Carolina, the way it works is this. You have your regular season. If your team is good and you go to the state championship game, you're playing right up until the first week of December.
Okay.
Second week of December, you're playing in the Shrine Bowl if you're a great player, which he is. Then the dead period starts. So unless you take more than one official visit during your season, which he was only able to take one, then you really are strapped for the ability to take 4 additional official visits. And you're allowed 5, as we know. So he was able to take, he's able to take 3 official visits, by the time the dead period ends. And he just wanted to take that 4th one and get a visit in. The interesting thing is he's visiting Clemson. Clemson has no chance.
Yeah.
0% chance, in my mind. I mean, hey, watch him pick Clemson now and I'll forever be, chilled. But, Clemson's really sort of courtesy visits. His coach wants him to visit Clemson because it's an NCAA program, and I think out of respect for that coaching staff,
Sure.
Has been recruiting him since he was 8 years old. They want to take a look at that program. So he wants to visit either LSU or North Carolina, doesn't have room to fit it in, wants to take that one of those weekends, either the 4th or the 11th. And that's really what he wants to do.
Let me ask you about Clemson recruiting now that you brought up the Tigers. Okay, well, I heard they had a surprise visitor in Tuscaloosa, Anthony Pagan, who I think committed to Clemson about 7 days before making that visit. So he goes to Tuscaloosa, want to get the latest on him. Do you think that he can make a switch over to Alabama? Also, Stephon Anthony, is it going to be attack? Is it Clemson for him? Do they have any chance still with Tony Stewart, or is that kind of a foregone conclusion for the Seminoles? So Clemson's done very well on the recruiting trail. How do you think the Tigers are going to close this out?
Well, they do have, some big name guys, obviously. Tony Stewart, I think, is everybody expects Florida State is closer than that. It's a tougher decision than that. I still think he's going to pick Florida State, but I don't think it's a done deal, where he's just sort of been playing with everybody and taking visits for fun. I think he really does does like Clemson, and I think it's going to be a difficult decision for him to make. Jeff Fagan, committed Florida originally in the process, and then decommitted. He committed to Clemson, now he's taking one in Alabama, he's taking an official visit to Georgia. A lot of the rumors are that he's going to flip right around signing day to an SEC school. He's always been being reported with the SEC. Tennessee was a school that he liked really early as well, but they're not in it now. A lot of people think it's going to be either Georgia or Alabama if he does flip, and that he could very well flip. As far as there's Philip Dukes is also in the mix there for Clemson, and I just think that they've got a lot of top guys on their list right now, a lot of top targets. They're right now sitting at 10. I think if they lose Pagan, obviously they'll slide out of the top 10. But regardless, based on the season they had, it's going to be one of the better classes in the ACC. And, Stephon Anthony is a tough one to read. Virginia Tech has been his leader for such a long time.
Yeah.
He's got a cousin up there in Buffalo Rivers. He just went on a visit there, loved it. I've always had a gut feeling that Clemson was going to be the place for him. Now, this was back when his teammate Clemson and LRB was committed to Clemson a long time ago. Trey Thomas from last year is already there. I just thought there were a lot of connections to Clemson. Those connections are, Trey's still there. LRB's in North Carolina now. But I just have a feeling about Clemson and Stephon Anthony more so than I do Virginia Tech. That one's a coin flip, though. So the way Clemson's going to close is going to be really interesting. But the bottom line is they've got Bellamy, they've got Washington, they've got Shrine, they got a bunch of talented kids in their class. No matter how it closes, it's going to be a great class for them, and really overcoming a lot of stuff with a bad season.
I'm going to take phone calls in just a second. I'm looking at my phone lines right now, and I'm seeing lots of ACC and SEC. So I'm going to get to them in a second. But before I go to the phones, let me ask you about the Midwest and the Big Ten. People always get mad at me when I don't ask about teams like Michigan and Ohio State. So let me start with Michigan. A big weekend that Brady Hoke just had. He got a couple of four-star commitments there in Ann Arbor. Is there anything he can do? I know it's not going to be a great class, and it's impossible for this to be a great class, but is there any tricks up his sleeve you think he can pull out on signing day?
I think there will be. I can't predict what they're going to be. Obviously that's just, it's our fortune teller. I would play the lotto, and I wouldn't be doing this right now. But I think there will be, just because Michigan's such a great program. A lot of what he's been trying to do is sort of keep the guys that are Michigan commitments in the fold. He's been working really hard on guys like Blake Countess and people like that. Try to bring in some guys from programs like Ramon Taylor, that were committed to what I would call second-tier programs in the Big